Well, hey, I'm sitting here with Travis Chopak, and Travis has been part of East Main Church for a while. I know you were part of the sound team for a little while. You were on the softball team.
I was.
When I first met you, Travis, when you began coming here, you were a single guy.
I was.
But now you are not. Tell us a little bit about your family and what's going on with you that way.
Well, after a couple years of dating my wife, Grace, beautiful, talented wife, Grace, we decided to get married here in Grove City. Well, we got married up in Titusville, but now we live in Grove City. Lived here about 6-8 years now. Jeez, I can't believe it's been 8 years already. So, and then we have a beautiful baby boy, Oliver, and he's 15 months old now, and we're doing really well. We're doing really well. So.
Yeah, and he is a cutie. I confirm that. He really is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Must take after his mother.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Actually, they say that he looks a lot more her than me. So.
Yeah. Well, Travis, I know that recently you've had a really just difficult and scary situation with your health. That the dreaded C word was applied to you.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Never thought it would apply to me. Never really thought it would. I don't think many people think it would. But you get, so what happened was, I had a regular CBC done at my job. Our job does that every year just as a preventative measure. Mm-hmm. And I just assumed it was going to be okay, no problem. And I got a phone call saying that my white blood count was going to be low. And they said it was low, and I was like, and my heart instantly sank. And I kind of got a feeling of what it was going to be, wasn't too sure. And then I had to go see a doctor. And that's when I got the news that after they did some preliminary tests and everything like that, they found out my spleen was very large, mm-hmm. double the size, 7.7 pounds, and I'll get into it in a minute, but it was, and they found it, I ended up having to get my spleen removed, mm-hmm.
And
I found out I had diffuse B large cell lymphoma, which is
cancer.
Which is cancer, which is a type of cancer, yes. Very scary, but I have to say the scariest part was the anticipation was the scariest part, not necessarily the, once you get the news, and I actually got really good news actually saying that it was actually treatable.
Yeah,
it was actually curable.
But treatable with things like chemo and radiation
yes.
that you've had to endure.
Yes, absolutely. And but the anticipation and the being nervous and and all that, really not knowing is the hardest part. After going through all that is probably the most scariest thing. And then once you find out the news and the plan the plan that God has in motion for you is just really, and all that. So
and about that, I want to piggyback back to that because you've been a follower of Christ for a while.
Yes.
But there's something about having gone through this that has really ignited a spark in you. That you want to do more and serve more and just be more for Him, don't you?
So before you go through this, you think you have a lot of faith and you think you really believe, but when you go through something like this, it tests you a lot.
Sure.
And when you realize that God's trying to get your attention, mm-hmm. And He doesn't give you cancer, right? That's the evil in this world, right?
Yeah.
But He uses cancer to maybe say, hey, I want to be closer with you.
Yeah.
And that's what I think He did with me. Mm-hmm. He really got my attention, and after I went through it, I realized that with Him, you can get through anything.
And I know you don't have it all specifically worked out yet, but what you've been talking a little bit about just what you see going forward, what you want to be doing.
Well, there's different things that I know in life. There's happiness and there's joy. So happiness is something He doesn't promise you, but joy is something that I really found out that where this led me is I really feel like I really want to help people with not just cancer, but with anything that they're going through. I want to give my free time to other people. Mm. I want to give myself to other people. I want to share with them. I want to help them through things because people don't have to go through this alone. I didn't go through it alone. I had the Lord in my corner. I had my family in my corner. I couldn't have done it without them. So that's one thing I'm really being called to do more than ever. And maybe it's just sitting and talking with them, or maybe it's just visiting with them, or raking leaves, or whatever they need to do. You get get my point. So
Yeah.
it's just, I really just feel like I really want to help people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that need help. Just that, maybe can't do things when I was. It's just really something I really want to do. It brings me joy to do that, and I think that's what God has called us to do, and definitely called me to do. So,
Well, I'll tell you, Travis, and I'm sure that God will guide you specifically, because when you have that in your heart, that you want to be there for others, that you're not so much focused on yourself, but being for other people, that's something that God is definitely going to honor. But thanks for sharing your story.
You're
just
welcome.
of how God has taken a really bad thing. Cancer is not a good thing; it's a bad thing.
Correct.
But has taken that and done something good in you through it. So
Yes.
thanks for sharing some
You're
of that
welcome.
with us, Travis.
My pleasure.